friends. Well, I've been videotaping the rally. Put up a bunch of videos. Well, they're in Russian mostly. If you come out, I will also put those Russian videos up on the English Telegram channel. Basically, well, I'll give you the gist since this started. Maybe about 10,000 people have showed up so far, not the 30,000 they were hoping for. When the rally started, there was probably about 2,000-3,000 people. It was after even the rally started that the main street was finally closed off because enough people had gathered around. Zarubashvili, the French Georgian president, she showed up, got a videotape of her leaving, and then showing up and leaving. She made a speech and then got out of town. So the peeps didn't get to have their leader stick around to be with them in the cold. She had other things to do. Yeah, it's gotten kind of nippy, so we can understand that, why stay with the masses. In effect, what she said during her speech was that the ruling party that won 54% of the vote stole the elections, and they and the Russian and the whole party and the whole elections were a Russian special project, Russian intelligence project. That's right. So democracy in her case is we've lost, we demand new elections, and we're not going to take this anymore. Like that. So that was her message and the plan. When she left, the following speakers, they've already stated that the opposition parties are all surrendering their mandates in Parliament. In other words, they're surrendering their seats. They're going into the streets and they're going to fight with no diplomacy. There will be no diplomacy, no negotiations, and they're going to fight till they get new elections. And when they don't get new elections, what happens? Because once they've surrendered those mandates, that's it. Until there are actual elections, they don't get representation. At least their parties don't. Which is, this is we could say it's a ballsy move because it's all or nothing. If they fail, they're gone. They've lost any voice in Parliament. All kinds of flags, including the big American flag that went up for a while. Then somebody took it back down, hit it. The biggest flag of all, by the way, was the American flag. Gee, I wonder why. The masters showed up for a little while to show the peasants how to fight for freedom, or so they say. Lots of EU flags, some NATO flags, some Ukrainian flags. All kinds of posters, including posters calling to assassinate President Vladimir Putin, posters that are praising Saakashvili, who, by the way, let's not forget, incarcerated up to 10% of the population. And they would force people to sign their businesses over to Saakashvili and his crew. But people forget all that. There were Italians there. A friend of mine, Shay Bowles from RT, was in the middle of it and was talking to some Italians, holding up English language signs that they obviously didn't make themselves. So they're handed out. So you got Italians, Estonians, Americans, Canadians, and all these other internationals who are in a rally protesting and calling for basically the overthrow of the elections. Boy, now, does that sound like internal interference? It's one thing Georgians gather and they voice their opinions, and they have a right to do that because it's their country. Foreigners, particularly Westerners, don't get the right to mess in other people's countries, in other people's elections, in other people's government. That's called interference. That's called international interference. Those people all deserve to be put in handcuffs and deported out of the country, no matter what country they are. This is what we call the liberal international. Just like there was the Islamic international that threw Islamic fighters all over the world, wherever the hell the U.S. or England needed somebody to start blowing something up. We have the liberal international, where they throw and move all these liberals from one demonstration trying to overthrow a country's government to another demonstration trying to overthrow a country's government. So that's what we have here right now. If I had to guess, maybe about 10% of the crowd are foreigners. If I had a further guess, about 25 to 30% of the crowd are teenagers. And when you ask these teenagers anything about the politics or what's going on, they're clueless. They're going out to have some fun. Of course, that's what happened in Ukraine, and we see how Ukraine wound up. The same type of crap. So, yes, that's the situation right now in Georgia. The protest goes on. There's a very strong police presence. Nobody's going to let them charge or try to take Parliament by force. So, signing off. Cheers.